Welcome to Addressing the Corridor, the podcast with your monthly dose of real estate insight tailored to the life here in Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, and the surrounding communities, one address at a time. I'm Lisa Coots Schooley, your host and licensed realtor. On today's episode, I had the pleasure of sitting down with Shannon Moore and Lindsey Whitfield of Hall Lending Group. We had a great time discussing what it's like to be a local lender. We broke through some myths, and they shared some funny stories about their time as lenders in the business. With that, here's my conversation with Shannon and Lindsey. This week, we are going to be interviewing lenders from Hall Lending. I'm going to go around and have them introduce themselves and tell you, I want you guys to tell me like your favorite thing about being a lender. Lindsey, we'll start with you.
Hi, I'm Lindsey Whitfield. My favorite thing about being a lender is being able to help the people that I love them when they call and they're like, I don't think I've got very good credit, or I'm not going to be able to buy a house. And then you pull them and they're like, amazing credit, amazing everything. You're like, guess what?
Yeah.
So that's the best thing, being able to tell them the good news, get to closing, and help people buy a house that had no idea that they ever could.
Love it.
Shannon Moore. I've been in the business 27 years, so
Wow.
it's a long time.
Right out of high school.
Right out of high school. I guess my favorite thing is exactly helping the people that just honestly think that they have no chance. Even with bad credit, they still have a chance. And some people just don't have the time to take the time for those people and answer the questions that really need to be answered. So
Yeah.
those are the people that need it.
I think it's interesting you both mentioned credit, because that's something that I really wanted to get into with this podcast, because, that I think stops a lot of people from even asking or even inquiring or even beginning to let themselves dream about getting a house. And a lot of times they'll call the realtor first. Let's go shopping. Let's, and it's like, no, we don't want to do that, because first of all, we need you to know where you're at, how much you qualify for, what your buying power is. So I feel that it's so important for them to really understand. So I don't care who wants to start, but tell me your process when you get that phone call or a realtor calls you and says, I have a client that, I think you can help.
We have different ways that we can meet with the client. We can meet with them in the office. We can call them, do a Zoom. We can send them our application online. And typically most people at this point want to do it online. I don't know if it's just that they are fear of rejection, maybe, that
Sure.
they don't want to get that face to face.
That makes sense. What documents do they need to bring?
Yep. And to kind of go back into the credit portion of that, there's not a lot of education about credit
I agree with
provided to you at any point in time, it seems like. So you're like guessing, like, do you have good credit? I don't know. So it's like,
Yeah.
do you pay your bills? And it's what's reported to the credit bureau that people don't understand. Like, your cell phone utility bills aren't typically, unless you do that self-reported and that's reported to one of the bureaus, there's different ways to build credit, and it's just not talked about a lot and educated to people. So get a credit card, pay it on time, keep the balance low, do that, don't close it. And over time, you'll have great credit.
So just this year, and correct me if I'm wrong, they're going to let renters start reporting that, so that these renters that...
I think it's going to be up to the management company probably.
Okay.
Because it costs money.
Oh,
They're the ones that have to report that every month to the credit bureau.
I see.
So it sounds nice.
It does. Because
It might not be as easy.
Okay.
And it might be like the other self-reported utilities where it's to one of the bureaus. So you might have one score that's very, very good, and you have three that there's actually paid attention to and that we have to work with. So we take the middle score out of the third. So we want at least two to be nice and high, which people don't understand. There's a range. All three different credit bureaus have different credit scores, just because different creditors report to maybe only one creditor. And so you have all this good stuff reporting to one, and then maybe one negative thing reporting to another. So that one's really low. So
Okay.
it's very interesting to tell people, like, well, your scores are 700, 600, and 580.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and with Credit Karma, gives you like 3 scores. What do you guys think about Credit Karma?
It's kind of like Zillow for realtors.
Interesting. And go into that.
It's never right.
Okay.
I've had Credit Karma be high. I've had Credit Karma be low. So it just really, they pull a different algorithm than what a mortgage pull does.
Interesting.
It'll tell you what's on the credit, and that's good to know. It'll tell you when things are removed. It'll tell you when it goes up or down. But those scores, I wouldn't rely on them 100%. People get pretty upset when you're like, no, you're not that score. And then they don't understand why. And so just trying to explain them that it is a different algorithm. So even applying for a auto loan is going to have a different than a mortgage loan. So
Okay. I think a lot of people don't realize that either. So how do you, if people have bad credit, do you just say, sorry, call me in 3 months?
Absolutely not.
Okay. What do you do?
We educate.
Okay.
I go through the credit bureau with them. I pull out, our credit bureau gives us ideas of what to do and how to get that score up. And so I translate those to the borrower so that way they understand them, because it's pretty detailed and hard. But a lot of people think paying off some like really old collections will help. That's not going to help.
sometimes it makes it worse.
It does. Oh, worse. Okay.
Yeah.
Go into that a little bit.
Because paying a collection, it brings it back up as new again, where before when it was 2-3 years old, that's not affecting you as much. But even though it's paid, now it's brought up again as if it's a collection. So it's best to ask us first before you start paying and closing things. And,
I love that.
Yeah.
Do most lenders do that?
No.
I don't think so.
So, you guys, maybe explain how lending a little bit. You guys are privately owned.
Yes, locally, privately
owned.
But, yeah. And our owner is amazing. She definitely has. She's been in the business just as long as as long as we have, and she cares, and it really shows, because she wouldn't have put us on her team if she didn't feel we had the same
Ethics.
yeah.
And drive.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
How are you guys different from a bank?
Yeah, so we're a mortgage broker. So I previously was in a mortgage bank, and that didn't work out because I didn't have any options. I just had this is how it is today, and this is how it's going to be every day, and these are your only 4 options you get. Where we're a mortgage broker, and we get so many different options and companies to choose from, and loan programs that are specials all of a sudden this month that can help us that we don't have, that we didn't have before. That it's just really nice to have a lot of different programs that give a lot more options to people that were just turned down by other places.
Mm-hmm.
Self-employed is a huge one.
Yeah.
We have bank statement loans. I just actually closed a investment property for a business person, and I used his last 2 bank statements.
Awesome.
So it was a simple process.
Good. So that's definitely different than what like a bank.
Yeah.
Banks almost have their hands tied.
Yeah.
I will tell you one difference I notice as a realtor is I've called you on a Sunday morning. I've called you on a Friday night when you were at your ball game. And you both were like there and getting my client qualified. And that's important to a realtor because we don't work 8 to 5. And, so that's really why I wanted you guys to explain differences too, because I think that really puts you guys above the rest.
We're also motivated. We don't get paid if the loan doesn't close. So
Correct.
We're very motivated.
Are you guys 100% commissions?
100%.
Okay, so you guys work just like we do.
Yep.
So you can go all the way up to 3 days before closing and something happens and you've done all that work.
Yep.
So explain to me, we put in the offer and the offer gets accepted and we shoot it out to you guys. What does your process look like behind the scenes?
Yeah, so once we get the accepted offer, we've already been in contact with the client about this is a property, this is the address, this is how much your payment's going to be before that even gets to that point. I think I've talked to other people and they don't even know what their payment is, sometimes before they make the offer. I'm like, I would want to know how much.
I always have my clients, please find out what your payment's going to be because what adds into that payment?
your taxes
and insurance.
Yep,
So-
mortgage insurance potentially. So those online calculators aren't correct. Reach out to your loan officer for everyone.
Zillow always puts 20% down, and they always have the incorrect rate.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
But then starting the initial loan documents, getting those, we electronically sign everything, which is very nice and fast and easy for everybody. So we can send you the initial loan documents, do it all right away. Before that, we've already collected your income documents, your bank statements, so we know ahead of time that, yep, this is correct, looks good. Get it submitted. Our turn times are within hours, which is amazing to me. I can submit something and literally 2 hours later, here's your loan approval. And I've never had that before, all lending. Normally it's days with other companies. And so everything we do with most of our investors is just very, very fast. So
Yeah, I agree with that because especially when we're writing multiple offer situation and when houses were going within, hours, we had to have lenders that were, everybody on the back, we were all pulling our hair out.
Yeah.
I don't really particularly care for it like that because
No.
it's like, there were things I had to miss because you have to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you guys had that as well.
Yeah. I mean, I've closed. People think that FHA, VA, USDA are just these horrible loans and they take forever. I just had an FHA loan. I submitted it, I don't know, the first Monday of October, and it's clear to close already. And that is ordering the appraisal and getting everything.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I send you the accepted offer. You get it. You send it to underwriting right away? Or do you?
I contact the borrower. They have to do certain things at this point. Get a homeowner's insurance quote.
Yep.
Is one of
That's
the biggest
in the first
things.
7 days. Yeah.
And then make sure that we have all the documents. Then we have to send out our disclosures. So that way they understand that they sign what's called an intent to proceed. And that's when we can proceed with with ordering everything else.
The buyer.
The buyer. Yep.
Okay. And then after they do that, what's the next move?
Appraisal that tells us the value of the home and if there's going to be any repairs required to meet our financing standards. Put your smoke detectors in.
Yes.
Please.
And they have
Yes.
to be CO2
Yes.
and smoke detectors.
Good point.
So the appraisal, again, our appraisal department it's insane how quick they can turn them around for us. I mean, within 4 days, I've gotten them back. I mean, they usually have about 7 to 10 business days, which again is very fast compared to most other places. And then the title report to make sure that seller doesn't have any
Liens against property
Yep.
and stuff like that.
Yep.
Tell us what happens when the appraisal comes in low.
Well, we can do a reconsideration of value. I mean, I've had appraisals come in low, and then I do contact the selling agent. I say, hey, look, here are the comparables. I send the report to them. Look at the comparables. Look at what you chose. Look what the appraiser chose. How can we help you? Or what comparables did you choose to get to the value that you got to? Help me help you.
Yeah.
And then we send that back to the appraiser. And, I don't, very few times I've ever had an appraiser say no.
That's awesome. I think, especially when people were writing offers over and stuff, I think it really kind of skewed some numbers. And so that doesn't surprise me that it comes back sometimes. But
Yep.
so explain clear to close, because that's always
Yay.
when the realtor and the buyers are like,
Right? Clear to close means all of those conditions we just talked about, the appraisal, title, homeowner's insurance, income, assets, everything has been reviewed, approved. There is nothing left that we need to do for your file. And just now we sit here and wait. Don't quit your job. Don't apply for any new debt. Please, because that is monitored up until closing. So I had one person quit their job and think they didn't have to tell me. And then that's not good. They're going to find out. I said, the underwriter, they're little sneaky detectives and they will find out. So just don't.
and how soon before close do you verify employment? Like where you actually call the...
It's 7 days. So
7 days.
they have 7 days to verify employment.
So they actually call where they are employed just to make sure that they're
Yes.
employed. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's a little surprise in that too.
Yeah. Yes.
So, there's lots of, I think buyers kind of think it's over with accepted offer, but it's really just beginning.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's,
I love when I see on Facebook the day we get an accepted offer, like, I bought a house today. I'm like, oh, yeah. There's a lot that has to happen now, but, you know, I get
always
it.
tell my clients 1 foot on the ground. You can jump with 1 foot, but keep one on the ground.
Don't jinx us, please.
Yes. You can start packing, but
Yeah. That clear to close is the best. Yeah, we have buttons, cheer buttons in our office. You know.
Oh, that's cute.
It's a big deal.
Yeah,
we all work so hard to get to that point. Like
everybody does. Yeah.
The back end. Nobody knows what we do on the back end.
Well, that's kind of what I love about having this podcast and having different people on, because I think when the public knows what's going on in the back end, there's more appreciation for what we do, you know?
Well, half the time we don't let anyone know until we can't fix it.
Yeah.
And then that's when we're like, okay, now we need to cue in X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we are more stressed than most people, than the agents, than the clients.
Well, yeah. Although I have fielded some of those calls. And it's like, I'll answer, what? But, you know, it's all part of the job. And it definitely, I can't remember like 2 of my transactions that have gone the same. Like every one of them is different.
Yeah.
And it's, you know,
You have inspections, and you have have all those things to worry about, where ours are definitely just financial. Right. People try not to tell us things. We're going to find everything out. You have a cabin that's free and clear in Mississippi. Guess what? We're going to know about that. Yeah. we know.
There's a third-party record that's behind the scene that gets pulled, that anything affiliated with your name. And yeah. I'll be like, who's this address? Oh, that's my mom's that I used to live at, or, you know, just as a mailing address. And so they get real personal with your information.
Well, it does. And that's also why you have to trust who you're using for a lender. They know everything about you, you know?
Yeah. And we have your bank statements. We know where you're spending your money.
Right. Don't be looking at mine.
I've had people send me the first page. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna need all of the page. They're like,
the
why?
blank page.
Why? I know.
Well, you have a clothing addiction.
DoorDash.
Yeah. But speaking of bank statements, there's so many of these Afterpay now that we're running into, that Affirm and Klarna, and where you make a large purchase and then you can finance it over 5 or 6 or 10 payments. Well, then they see that on your bank statement, and now we have to document that because it's like a loan. So don't do those when you're buying a house.
Wow.
Or pay them off right away.
Yeah.
So
can I just Klarna my house? My house purchase?
Like
That'd be
10
awesome.
payments, Klarna?
Yeah. Yeah.
What kind of money are you making?
No. Lisa, you're paying him what?
No kidding.
Might need to review that contract.
No kidding.
No interest on them, right? Isn't that the deal?
So there's no interest on this Klarna stuff.
I don't know. I don't get
yeah,
into
it's
that.
like it's always 0%. It's you split your payment into 4, 5, 6 payments.
I think it is. I don't know. I avoid it.
What are you seeing people do that with?
Anything. Amazon purchases, Target purchases, anything will give you the option now to be like, do you want to make this over 5 payments? And somebody will be like, yeah.
Did you ever see that when you check out?
Yeah.
Like online?
Yeah, your Prime does that now. It's do you want to make 5 no interest payments? Mm-hmm.
It's on everything.
I've never seen
Not a house.
Not a house.
It's pretty well.
asterisk.
Maybe
Someday.
after this.
Hold on, asterisk, not a house. Disclosure, disclaimer. I don't know, what is that called?
FYI.
FYI.
Although maybe we make an app, ladies. I don't know.
Who's buying the house first?
Yeah. No, that's okay. But think about a cash buyer. And he wants to, hold on to cash, and he spreads those. Can you spread the payments out? I don't know anything about it, but
You've never used that?
It's weird to me that you haven't come across this.
I
'cause
know.
It's pretty prevalent now. There's a lot of them. Yeah. And so essentially when you purchase an item, you can select, I'll make it over, bi-weekly for 2 months.
Yeah.
right? And it just splits up these small and mid-sized purchases into something a little more manageable. And I don't believe there's any interest unless you like default on that payment or you select a longer payment period. Because it is essentially a loan.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's really interesting.
Yeah. So that's on my application question. Do you have this? And I love when they answer like you, like, I don't even know what that is. I'm like, that's perfect.
That's perfect.
But that's really important that you're talking about this because they
It
are
is.
so popular
Yes.
now.
Yeah, I agree.
But I would never think of that.
Yeah. Nobody, a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
So does it mess with your credit pretty bad?
Not your credit. It's more of your debt to income ratio. If we have to count
okay.
it
Yeah.
as a
Okay.
payment, we just have to document. It's just more documenting, which we all love.
So you bring up debt to income ratio. What do you guys, how do you guys tell somebody they can't afford a house?
Go ahead, Shannon.
I mean, you have to have those
Yeah.
hard conversations.
It is a hard conversation because, some agents, they will just free willy-nilly and just show 4, 5, 6 houses before they get what range these clients are approved in. And they fall in love. Of course, everybody's going to fall in love with the $500,000 house. Who's not going to fall in love with that? Well, when they only can afford a $150,000 house. So it's a hard reality.
Yeah. Or
It
I've
is.
told somebody that it's two people that worked from home and they both had $600 car payments. And I'm like, could we get rid of one of these maybe?
Oh, great.
And they said, no.
Brilliant.
Well, then no, you can't get the house that you want then. So
okay.
these car payments are insane. So sadly, buy the house first. Buy the house first. And then
Before the cars.
Yes, because that's really a deterrent in the debt to income ratio because car payments are very high now.
And car loans, they don't verify your debt to income ratio.
Yeah.
They don't verify anything. You just go buy a car. They get your work history, but they don't qualify you.
That's interesting.
It is.
It's been so long. I can't remember last time I bought a car, probably 4 years ago. I really, didn't remember what.
You just give them your wage. You just tell them what you tell them what you think you make, which is not always what you make.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Well, we all think we're better than we are right now.
Shannon's daughter just bought a car.
Oh, got it. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So, and with us too, it's like, oh, it's not a problem. We'll just wait till you can.
Yeah.
We'll keep you informed on what's out there. You can still be wishing, dreaming, learning.
Yeah.
But and I always tell my clients, rejection is protection. So if you're not getting pre-approved right now, there's a reason.
Yep.
So wait till you can.
Yeah. I think a lot of the younger kids too, they see what they're leaving or what their parents are living in. They don't understand that, we've had to work very hard all of our lives for that we just that wasn't our first house. And some people just forget that these cheaper houses, you can fix them up the way you want.
Absolutely.
You can do what you want to them and make them your own. And it's cheaper sometimes to do than, jump right into a $300,000 house payment.
For sure. Yeah.
Or continue to rent as much as rent is now.
Oh, rent is terrible.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much, since we're talking about first-time buyers, what a lot of people think you have to put 20% down. So what's the real truth?
Sometimes you can put 1% down. Sometimes you can put 3.5.
What determines that? Is
Your
it the
credit
actual
score
loan? Oh,
and your debt to income ratio determine that.
Yep. And your income. So some of those have you can't make more than a certain amount. For the 1% down, there's an income cap on that. So some of them are income driven. But yeah, USDA, VA, if you qualify for those, are no money down.
Okay.
So lots of options.
yeah. So I've came across clients. They're like, well, we don't have the 20%. Well, you don't need it. That's why your first stop is lender always. I
agree.
Yeah. Well, and some people think, well, what if I put $5,000 more down? I'm like, well, every $1,000 gets you about $6 difference in payment, and that shocks people. I'm like, so save your $5,000 maybe, and
Agree.
and not save $30 a month.
Yeah.
Pay off a debt.
Yeah,
Pay off a debt that you owe $5,000
Exactly.
on.
Yeah.
I mean,
that higher interest debt, pay that off.
Well, I do remember when we were writing offers for over, people would, I would always write in there if they wanted to bring cash gap for the appraisal because you can only borrow what the appraisal comes in at. So, some of these people were willing to like take $15,000 and pay cash for that house. And I'm like, but you're going to have to put furniture in here. You know what I mean? It's like, I know, right, you really want the house, but it's really tough to get that back when you go to sell it, So
Definitely.
It's kind of interesting.
That was definitely when the house was worth whatever somebody wanted to pay.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I really advise my clients not to do it because I think you just get in that we want to win type situation. And,
Or they've looked at 50 houses and they're just tired of making
or got rejected from 50. They lost the bid. So, yeah. So I think too, how many times a day do you guys get asked what the interest rate is?
Often.
1 million. 250,000.
So how important is the interest rate?
I don't think, not that important. Not when we're talking about how much is rent and how much your house gives you as an investment. Again, I get more of what are you comfortable paying monthly? So let's go off of that versus what the rate is today versus what it could be in 6 months. There's no reason to wait. Usually, people think rates are going to drop. No.
Jerry does not like rates to be dropping right now. Oh, Jerome Powell.
Yes, I know. But, Jamie and I last time talked about there's always reasons to sell and buy. Mm-hmm. And, I remember when I bought my studio, it was 8.5%. And I know it's been up to like 19%. Probably you've seen, what's the highest you've seen?
Back in the day, like 17%, I think is what, like...
But you still did business.
But I still did business, yeah. I mean, I bought my house at 6.5%.
Yeah. So that's what it's at right now.
Yeah.
Basically, right? I think 6.2.
Yeah.
Was
again, depends on what program it is.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why, when people get so fixated on that, it's like, that's just a small piece of it. It's not.
Yes. And those rates you see advertised are the 20% down with an 800 credit score and,
$200,000 loan amount.
Yeah. And you got to be able to stand on your head. And I don't know. It's not usually correct. So again, talk to your loan officer and see what you would qualify for.
Yeah. That's really important.
Or what program you qualify for.
Yeah.
Every program has a different rate.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know that.
Yep.
That's very interesting. So let's talk down payment then. Did we talk down payment yet?
Yeah, kind
of.
We did
talk down
1%.
1%. Okay.
3%.
How do I know which lender is best for me then? Like you guys have a lot of capability and...
It really depends on, I guess, the person. I mean, some people just don't mesh with other people. And, loan officers are the same way. Some loan officers and some people just don't mesh together.
Yeah. If you were going to hire a lender, what would you look for?
Communication.
Yeah. Availability and how they will communicate with you. Mm-hmm. Potentially, are you available for me to make a phone call to you?
Yeah.
Because that might not be an option,
Right.
Depend on how much hand-holding you want done,
Yeah.
I give everyone my cell phone number, so I text people day and night, and if it's 9 p.m. and I'm in bed and you're texting me and I'm still awake, I'm going to text you back. So
right, yeah,
depends on what type of communication you're looking for, and and then just what they have to offer for programs too, and their speed. I hate waiting and no answers where we get it so quick.
Yeah.
It's just
Well, and I know on my end of things, sometimes we have to be talking to the lender and we can't get them on the phone, I'm sorry, it's the weekend.
Yeah.
And I'm not, and it's very frustrating.
It's very rare that we don't answer our phone.
and we
Yeah, I agree.
work with each other, So if Shannon's not available, she'll be like, "Can you do this?" So we definitely,
Yeah, we have each other's backs.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
yep.
Yeah.
And that, I feel like that's super important. Okay, story time. I want to hear some good stories. Tell me about something you did. It was all going to fall apart, and you brought it across the line,
You got one of those?
I don't know. Something I did fall apart.
or something
The thing is since we're in an office with realtors, we often get this bank just declined our client, or this loan officer just declined a client. Help. What can we do? We've closed some pretty tough files in less than 10 days and met closing date. So it's just the way that you put the file together sometimes. I mean,
Okay.
a difficult file doesn't have to be difficult if you know how to put it together. And if you start from putting it together correctly, so the underwriter doesn't pick everything apart, you're more likely going to have an easier file, even though it's a tough one.
Yep.
That makes sense.
I had one recently. I'm from Tipton originally, and I'd helped some younger people there, and they had referred a friend of theirs that was having troubles with a different bank that just wasn't. They were having a lot of issues. They weren't getting through it like they wanted, and it was a lot more difficult than they wanted. So I stepped in to help and realized were trying to put, it was a couple, and put the wife on there who owned a home that needed to sell, and they were trying to do a bridge loan, do all this crazy stuff when he qualified on his own without her on there, and we closed on their closing date within 2 weeks, and he was like, "Are you serious?" Like, they were trying to put us in this horrible loan that we didn't want when they had quoted us this from the beginning, and it was just, so sometimes just taking a step back, I mean, like, why are they doing that like that? Like,
Yeah.
that's not how you have to do it. So that's a nice thing, but we can bounce the ideas off each other too and be like, hold on, am I missing something? Or
Yeah, yeah. That's really interesting. So just dropping the wife off the loan,
Yeah.
he could do it himself.
Because we allow for much higher debt ratios than other places.
yes.
So
Okay.
we're not trying to put anybody in a bad position, but knowing that we're going to have somebody else's income, we're just waiting on her house to sell. We were able to go up to a higher debt ratio with him and closed no problem, and
That's awesome.
made him very happy.
Yeah.
And it happened to be the house right next door to my grandma, so that made me even,
Well,
I was like, I know that address.
that's pretty good when you get to pick your neighbors for your grandma.
Right? It was so sweet. Well, grandma's dead, but
Well, I hope you sold her home, or I hope you helped with it.
sorry, Lisa.
No, that's good.
But yeah, that's my story.
I just, actually, I just had one. It was a single mom trying to buy a house. She is self-employed, and I had to get a co-signer for her, a non-occupying co-signer. And with FHA, they have to be family.
Okay.
So
do you make that call, or do you?
So I called FHA Connections, and they said it was up to the underwriter's discretion because it was a half sister that the parents have since divorced.
Okay.
So
But they're still sisters, right?
that's what we said.
That's what we said. And they gave me all the family nitty gritty, and I just PowerPointed it, and then I put it into a letter and sent it to the underwriter. And it was actually such a moving letter. The account representative called me, and he goes, "Shame on FHA if they don't take this."
Oh, I love
And so we closed, and now they're next door to each other as well.
That's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
Love that.
yeah, that was a hard one though. That was hard.
Yeah, it is. It's because co-signing is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
It's people don't realize, because it will affect if they have to go get something, right?
Any type of credit you apply for, that's going to be as your debt.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that whoever co-signs has to be pretty set for whatever they need in
Yep.
their home and
Yep.
and stuff. So
And make sure that person's making the payments, because that will reflect poorly on your credit.
yeah.
And could inhibit you from buying and selling your home.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So co-signing is a big deal.
Co-signing is a big deal.
Do you find that a lot of cases like that you have to have that?
That
A
we have to have a
handful.
co-signer? A handful.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep. And sometimes it'll be the parents, and then they're like, what can we do in the future to get the parents off of the loan? So then we talk them through like, okay, these are what you need to do. Sometimes it's just maybe they're on a commission job now, we need more time, or their credit, there's always something to be like, okay, in 2 years, this is a plan to get them refinanced and into your own name and off your parents.
So is it an average of 2 years to get the co-signer
No,
on?
it's totally,
Okay.
yeah.
It's totally,
Yeah.
okay.
Depending on, case to case.
Yeah. Interesting.
There's so many scenarios, Lisa. So many.
No, there is. And I think it's important. Like, it's definitely opening my mind up. Like, that people really aren't stuck. I mean, yes, there's cases where you are and you have to work a little bit at it. But the creativity that you guys have and the, fellowship between you guys and can bounce deals.
We bounce ideas off each other at midnight sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
We're like, what do we do?
Well, realtors too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, that's the name of the game. And that's why relationships are so important in this business.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because even, calling us and being involved with that too is important.
Yeah.
I think. But that's just me. What's the weirdest thing somebody has tried to use for proof of income?
Antique car.
Yeah.
They don't have any value. Unless you sell it, it doesn't have a value for us.
Even if it was appraised.
Even if it was appraised. We
Okay.
can't put a lien on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, I just, sometimes I wonder what people come up with and think about. And
I love
Lots
when they're
of-
like, I have a side job, but I don't claim it on my taxes, or, or they rent their apartment or they rent a room out and they want to try and use that. It's like, well, is it on your taxes? No. So they're,
Okay.
you
Or I
definitely,
have $30,000 in my safe.
yeah, that doesn't work.
no.
That's called evading taxes.
Yes.
I mean, I wish we all had 30 grand in our safe.
Where's the safe located? No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
And what's the
And
combination?
it's a combination.
What's the biggest mortgage myth that drives you guys nuts?
20% down.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you need a 680 credit score to get a home.
What is the lowest credit score you've seen
Qualified or just seen?
to qualify?
580, but at a 580, you're talking probably 10% down and some, assets in the bank. And so it's a risk factor, So if you have lower credit, you better have some other positive things kind of helping you, because it's just an automated system that we use that says yes or no. It's not Shannon and I being like, yep.
Okay.
Nope.
So it's got to cross off so many boxes.
Essentially, it's
Yeah.
got to pass the risk rating of this mystery system we
Of
use.
this mystery system that we have that continues to change.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it used to be regular 3.5% down with 580, and then a few years, probably it feels like a year or two, it changed and needing more down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. Were you at a time of the 0% down? So you were in 2008 when the
Oh yeah, stated
Stated
value,
income.
stated
Stated assets.
stated everything.
Stated I work.
We had a
I'm
loan
the
called
CEO.
Nina, no income, no assets.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
holy moly.
So that would have been 2006, 2005, 6, and that's what led
eight
up to
is what?
2008.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
If you had
So
a
you have-
680 credit score.
Yeah, you have somebody working at, just say, a minimum wage job, and they're trying to buy a $300,000 house. Sure, what? Let's go ahead.
I mean, that just blows your mind, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
In today's world. I mean, but who would ever think that bottom would fall out of that?
Serious. Yeah. So it's good to have to document
Yeah.
Yeah.
income and assets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. So let's talk liens. Do you guys have to put liens on property then, or how do you guys?
The mortgage is a lien.
Yeah,
Yep.
right. But I mean, like, if there's unpaid bills, they've had work done on it, they're not paying it. Does that come back to you guys, the mortgage people, or
No,
you don't know really?
We don't do a buyer's search. We just do
Okay.
a seller's search.
Just seller search. Okay. The buyer search is done through like O'Shea, like a law.
Like a law office.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're not required to do that.
Okay.
We're just required to make sure that
You're just-
judgments are
Clear.
cleared from the sellers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. If you get it back and they're not, what happens?
The seller side is scrambling.
Yeah.
Scrambling.
So what are their options? Because, when do you get that information in the process?
After the abstract is read, a title opinion is formed with everything that property's been through. And it'll show the property taxes, it'll show a property, any mortgages, any mechanics liens, solar panels are a huge thing right now.
Which I agree for us too, because a lot of the sellers want the buyers to take on the
The debt.
the debt.
So they have to be approved through the solar panel company,
The buyer
the
does.
buyer. And then we have to add that payment into their debt to income ratio. So that's the first start of any process that I would do if they have an accepted offer and we know that there's a lien for the solar panels, is you've got to call that solar panel company right away and get approved. If you can't get approved, you have to back out of the house.
Okay, that's really good to know.
Or
Yep.
the seller has to pay them off.
So I do see where a lot of times at the closing table, the seller will pay them, are able at that point to pay them off. But I also see a lot of, they want the buyer to assume that debt. And from our perspective, it doesn't really add value to their home.
No, please don't.
And I have also heard rumblings of insurance with roofs. Have you guys come into that
Haven't
at
heard
all?
that yet. I could see that.
I can see that, yeah, because how do you replace a roof without taking off the solar panels?
I've had people not be able to refinance because since they bought, they went and put a $30,000 lien against their house for solar panels, and now we can't refinance to get into a lower rate because they got that second mortgage out there now. And she's like, "We don't have a mortgage." I'm like, "Yes, that is a mortgage against your house." So people don't understand. They think they're getting a loan,
Yeah, right.
But it's a loan against your house. It's a second mortgage. Even
Or
if
if
they
you get a really big tax benefit because of it, put it on that loan.
get it paid
Put
off.
it on that loan. Pay it off. It's not doing you any justice.
It's gonna be hard to sell.
Interesting. So, yeah, that's, I know.
Sorry,
I'm
solar
seeing-
panel companies.
You know what? I'm seeing them go up all over the place. They're all over my neighborhood. And, I'm hoping that whoever's selling them is informing the sellers of this.
And those loans are for how long? You dealt with a lot of them. They're like
They're a long
15-year
time. Yeah,
loan?
15-year
Oh,
loans.
yeah.
Yeah, they're long. So they can keep the payment lower. So
Sure.
they can try to say that they're adding value by saving them X amount on their energy bill. Sorry, solar companies. Sorry.
I mean, people have to know this stuff,
Yeah. They only benefit somebody when they're paid off,
Okay.
when they're free and clear. That's when they benefit you, because then, you're getting a credit back from your Alliant bill.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're buying one, that's the seller's
amazing.
paying it off. Great.
Right.
Then it works.
Well, maybe check with the insurance on the roof, but yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just, insurance is changing so much right now.
Yes.
I mean,
I think that's your next podcast. You need to have insurance
I
agents.
agree. I agree.
Because
People don't
Yeah.
know.
roofs
they don't.
over 20 years old, we can't find insurance.
I know.
Or their cash value, and your investors are people that give the money for the loan are not giving money for the loan for cash value on roofs.
Yeah. Well, I did have one, and we went back to the table and we renegotiated a brand new roof. I mean, my buyer was extremely lucky.
Yeah.
Because most people wouldn't have been in that position to just put a new roof on.
Yeah.
And I was very grateful because we just couldn't find insurance, and you have 7 days to find it.
Yeah.
You know?
The big thing here was derecho.
Yes.
And all the insurance companies realized that 85% of these roofs probably should have been replaced. And some people took their money and pocketed it and didn't replace the roof. And now their roofs aren't worth nothing. So now they have to replace them. So,
which, you know, when Mike and I bought, it was 2010. And I think the next year we put a whole new roof on. And the guy said, this is a 30-year warranty. You know, and when this all has started coming down the pike, I called roofers and I'm like, what are you guys doing about it? You know, and they said, yeah, we're in a world of hurt because we gave 30-year warranties out. So, you know, it's going to be crazy.
yeah.
And I think insurance is just changing in general because of all these storms and stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
So hopefully something will come in and change that.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't know how you can keep doing. We talked about a couple funny stories, so I would like to hear a couple funny stories from you guys.
My buyer brought, I won't disclose the amount of cash. The buyer brought a lot of cash to closing, and the settlement company had to count it.
How long did it take?
About an hour.
And did you have to sit there with him?
I did not. I did not. It's like,
Have fun.
have fun. I'm out.
Yeah, I had one this summer. It was a 9 a.m. I'm sure the buyer picked it because I asked, what time do you want to close? 9 a.m. Friday morning. Okay, great. It's in Tipton. So I go to the 9 a.m. closing, sitting there, and we're waiting. The seller's there. It's like 10 minutes later now. And he's been very responsive the entire time. I'm like, this is weird. And the buyer's agent was like, last night was the races at the fairgrounds. I really hope he didn't go out with everybody. And I'm like, let me check the arrest records or anything. We've had that.
We've had that.
Yeah, we've had that.
You've had where
Yeah.
the
Yes.
person is supposed to be at closing and we're
they're
sitting in the
in jail.
jail
Yeah.
cell.
Yes. Yes. So he wasn't in jail.
He was congratulating himself a little early.
Come to find out, he actually works for like Alliance. So he was on call. So he was out all night working. So he had to call his mom, and his mom had to call the next door neighbor, who then went and knocked on his front door, completely embarrassed him, had to wake him up, and he drove probably 90 miles an hour to closing. Yeah, we were just a little late, but that was, yeah. And then his mom came to closing and sat there with us the whole time.
She's like, he ain't backing out of this.
Yep.
That's fabulous.
Yeah. Good old small town.
Good old small town.
Well, I'm glad that you knew the people that
Yeah.
you had to get in touch with to
Yeah.
get him there.
Yeah. I go wake him up.
I think I would have been embarrassed.
Oh, he was. I felt bad.
yeah,
I felt bad.
Well, because they don't realize everybody's waiting at the table,
Yeah.
you know, and it's everybody's waiting on them.
Everybody's waiting.
Yeah.
Have you ever been at a closing where nobody showed up or the buyer didn't show? I know my colleagues have been to a few.
I've been to one where the buyer, even though we give very good directions in an email about where the closing is, they actually went to the house that they were buying to close.
Bless their hearts.
And the house was in an hour away.
Oh, no.
And so, yeah.
Oh, so what did you do?
They drove back here.
Okay.
And
you just delayed
yes.
closing a
Well,
little bit.
yeah. We knew they were on their way, so we sent the selling agent on her way.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. Oh, I know. I mean, mistakes happen, right? You're like, but we just want to make sure. I know, because sometimes we don't have time to get in there, so we do final walkthrough on the day of closing. And sometimes we run into snags, and I'm sure you guys have had that too,
Yes.
where the person didn't do what they said they were going to do, and we're here, and we're not going to be at the closing table.
Our basement flooded.
Oh, yeah.
I had one where it was a leaky water heater that was supposed to get fixed that didn't get fixed, and the buyer about walked because of it. I mean, their spouse wanted them to walk, and I'm just sitting there like, oh my God, what's happening? Do you need a water heater?
I'll buy you one.
Right? And the agent ended up kicking in, like
Really?
even though it was on the, for
The
the seller
seller.
to do.
The seller didn't follow through.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. So that was not fun seeing your buyer pacing in the parking lot when you're
It's
in
not.
the, like, what's happening?
it's not.
Yeah.
I remember I was at a closing once and the buyer wasn't coming. I was the listing agent, so we go by ourselves. Our clients usually aren't with us. And right afterwards, I was to take the check to their closing. Like I had an hour cushion to buy their new home. I hate those deals.
Yep.
And so I'm sitting there and she's not coming and they're not coming. And the agent and I, we kind of knew each other a little bit, but we're making small talk and the lender's sitting there, the closer. And so pretty soon she calls and she's like, well, I guess they're at the bank. They're trying to get their money that they're putting down, their check. I'm like, okay, well, we've got time. It's fine. We were sitting at a bank. Were they going to do that? They come in. She comes in with her mom and her boyfriend, and she's absolutely sobbing. Like, and it just was so.
Oh, no.
And I think I had like 15 minutes to get to my next close. I mean, she went through it. I really don't know what had happened or anything, but I don't like cutting it that close, and so you get to your next closing with the seller, now buyer, and how did it go? Everything went great. Let's go buy your house.
Yeah, we had a bank where they banked at, their system was down and they couldn't get cash. They couldn't get a cashier's check. Oh. They couldn't get anything.
Oh, no.
And the selling agent just refused to give the keys over, saying, no, they just don't have the money. And I'm like, I verified they have the money. Well, what if they got hacked? And I'm like, oh, my goodness.
Well, could happen.
It could happen. But the whole bank was down.
I think I remember that day because it really buggered a lot of closings that day. Yeah.
Yeah, because mine was the first of 3 closings.
Oh.
And my clients lived in Vinton. So I drove all the way to Vinton to get their check.
Yes.
Yes.
I think I remember that. I mean, it's you guys have obviously done this long enough. You love what you do. Even though the stories and the stress, it's worth it at the end of the day.
It's worth seeing somebody smile.
Yeah.
When they get the keys to
With
their
their
house.
kids that are so excited for their room.
And they get to pick their own color.
And their dogs that get to have the fenced yard from their apartment.
Yes.
Just those things that are.
I know.
Yeah.
It's kind of like having a baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of hell through it. And then at the end, you're like, woohoo! So we're going to wrap up here. Is there anything you guys, like we didn't discuss, that you really want the general public to know about lending processes or about you? Also, how do they get a hold of you?
They can call, they can Google us, Hall Lending Group, where all 3 of us are on there. We all answer by our cell phones. My cell phone number is 319-721-5240.
Perfect.
Yes, definitely Google us, email, Facebook, all the things.
Yeah.
But yeah, cell phone's always the best way to reach me too. 319-361-4755.
Great.
I love the Facebook groups. Facebook groups are the best when, like Lindsey and I take over, or even Hope take over the whole lending thing.
For
when
explain.
people like
There's like a mommy's group.
A mommy's group, yeah.
And they go, who's a good lender out there? Okay.
And then all of a sudden it's Shannon, Lindsey, Hope, Hall Lending.
Yeah.
We take over sometimes. And you know what? That makes me smile.
Exactly. Referrals are gold.
Yeah.
And people, it's just like Jamie and I talked the last time, like ask around who that people used as a lender, because it's really important to have good communication, people that are going to pick up the phone and answer your questions. I know when I work with you guys, a lot of times it's like, get them on the phone and ask them. I hate giving lending advice because that's in your lane. I don't want
We appreciate that.
to do that. So I hope you do, because I'm like, oh, they're going to kill me. I told them to call.
Oh, no.
But
Yeah, no.
I would rather us answer it properly than not know if what you said was right or
Right.
wrong, you know, or
yeah, me too.
yeah, because you're like, I don't know.
Well, it's true. I mean, just through this podcast, listening to every scenario, and there's just not the same. So, you know, it's there's no way in heck I'm gonna give that information. You know, just no. I have enough to worry about with the house.
Don't pay cash for earnest money.
Okay.
Don't let your mom pay with cash for your earnest money.
Don't let your mom pay with a check for earnest money. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's got to be cashier's check.
Yes, and from your own account.
From your own account.
Otherwise, it's a gift.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And that's
okay.
documented
So
differently.
have mom transfer the money into your account.
Sure.
Maybe.
Yeah. Depends on the
under
amount.
The table, under the table.
I'd
There's
say just don't
open
be
up the
afraid to
safe.
call. You know, we're not.
They're not-
We've seen it all. There's nothing that's gonna. We're not gonna judge.
Be
We don't-
upfront.
Yeah,
Just
we'll
be
get a
upfront.
plan if that's what you want. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
like
it.
you guys said, you have private investigators after everybody. So
Well, we're gonna find you. We're gonna find out.
And we have a chance to do a soft credit pull too. So if you're like, I don't know yet or anything like that, you know, we don't have to do that hard pull.
That's
where
a
some
really
people
good point.
hate that, you know, but we can't do a lot with that soft pull, but tell you what's out there. But it is good if you're just starting and just, you know,
Yeah.
don't want that ding on there yet.
another thing I really like about you guys is you are pre-approval, not really pre-qual.
Yes.
Like a bank is gonna give you that pre-qual, but the pre-approval is where you have done all the work up front that you need to. I just had a pre-qual from a bank, and I called the lender and I said, I really need you to do pre-approval before we write this offer. And he was a little bit upset with me.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm like, it's nothing against you, but I don't want any surprises, because when we go under a contract, you know, that agent across the board expects that I've done my due diligence and guided my client to do the right thing. So I that's another thing I really love about you guys is you're willing to do the work up front.
Yeah.
So
And sometimes getting those, like I have a guy he's a union worker, so he has 4 different jobs in the last year. So sometimes getting those employment verifications, it might take a couple days. Where
yes.
if you're a salaried person, I can tell you in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But if it's a process, you know, just be patient. Sometimes we just need a couple days to collect all the stuff. But then we know up front,
It's well
we're
worth
done,
it.
we're good, and this is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's surprises.
There is surprises like, oh, I didn't know you had child support and things like that, right? Or the Klarna, what is that called?
Yeah. Affirm is one of them.
Yes. Well, guys, I think we've
Lisa,
done great.
this has been fun.
Yes,
Well, thank you. I know you guys are busy girls, and I really, really appreciate your time. I think this is wonderful information. So thanks so much. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of Addressing the Corridor. New episodes drop the first Monday of each month, so be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you find your podcasts. You can also find updates about the podcasts, as well as local real estate at crrealtor.com, or find me on social media platforms under the name Lisa Coots Schooley. That's Lisa, Coots, Schooley. Finally, whether you are buying, selling, or just real estate curious, remember, I'm here to help you make confident, informed decisions, one address at a time.